System. When was the First World War first named as such?
The outbreak, the assassination of Archduke Ferdinand.
You think they called it the First World War straight
Before
away?
it started.
It would be an act of a pessimist to call it the First World War that early, surely. It's going to be some point after 1939, isn't it?
A realist, surely. There's going to be more of these.
Yeah.
At
what point? Excuse me. I think what I said, people in the box, is after 1939, which may contain 1939, but does not mean it.
No, well...
OK. After 1939 and after the Second World War are not synonymous. Now, this is just giving you time to type after 1939. Why don't you just type, Mitchell is a cop?
I wouldn't put it past them. The surprising news is that it was in 1918 that it was first called the First World War. And there's a British officer called Lieutenant Colonel Charles A'Court Repington, who recorded in his diary of the 10th of September that he met with a Major Johnson of Harvard University to discuss what historians should call the war. Repington said to call it the war was no good, because that wouldn't last, which was being called. To call it the German War was giving too much credit to the Boche. I suggested the World War, Repington said. Finally, we mutually agreed to call it the First World War in order to prevent the millennium folk from forgetting that the history of the world was the history of war. And in 1920, he published a book called The First World War, 1914 to 18.
But wasn't it called the Great War for a long time?
For a long time it had been called the Great War, but there had been another Great War before that. Do you know what the Great War was before?
The Napoleonic War?
The Napoleonic War had been called the Great War, yes. So wars do change their names. There you are.